Afternoon everybody, it's Phil here from Telford Koi Pond on a wet, snowy, sleety, miserable Saturday afternoon. You can tell it's Saturday afternoon because the weather is miserable, stopping me working on the pond again. So this is a bit of a filler video really, just to let you know what I've been up to. I'm conscious I haven't put anything out for a while. The reason for that quite simply is because the weather's been so bad. There's been no movement on the pond since just before Christmas when we finished the pond block work. Everything's out there, everything's waiting to go, but at the minute it's just, the garden is an absolute quagmire. So it's a skating rink, we just can't achieve anything basically. So it's no fun. Waiting for the weather hopefully to warm up, turn a little bit, everything's ready to go. It's just that that push to get the next stage done that I'm struggling with at the minute. The issue for me is when I've got too much time on my hands, what I tend to do is start planning and replanning and planning again. And the koi pond has been a victim of that. So in the last few weeks, while I've not been actually building, I've been rethinking what I want to do, and I've changed a few things around. So I'll just quickly run you through my plans. And you can see where we are with those. So for those of you that have already seen all my other videos on YouTube, I think it was the first one, I went through all the plans for my pond, so you will have seen my detailed plans. This is the latest version. So pond still where it is, as it was. What we'd originally intended to do is bring the filter bay out and basically be the same size, same width as the pond, and just come out the side. What I've done now in terms of replanning is, you'll see I'm extending the filter bay so it's longer than the pond. It goes out front and back. Again, I've done a video on the Oase drum that I bought ready for this, but the eagle-eyed amongst you will see there's been an addition to the family. So probably easy to see on this second diagram, which is a cross section through. So you can see the width of the filter bay now, concrete bottom. Oase drum filter, Proficlear compact L. I've been shopping again, so I've been out and bought the individual module that goes on the back of my filter. The reason is really, I was thinking about all the different ways I was going to have pumps and valves and everything coming out the back, and I was looking at this again online, and I just thought, you know what, it's so much simpler. How neat, how tidy, everything's in the water, don't need to worry about break points until it comes out of the back. So I've been and bought myself one, and it was delivered on Wednesday. So let's pop downstairs and I'll walk you through it. So I've just brought you down to the garage. Again, those that have seen my previous videos, you'll realise just how small my garage is. So it's looking more and more like a koi shop every time I do something. But here's the Oase Profi Drum Compact L drum filter that I've already done a video on before. So if you're interested in the workings of that, then please see the other video. Fish is still doing great in the holding tank, so they're still growing, they're still eating. Again, the heater's sort of coming on every now and again when we get the really cold nights. On top of there, if you have a look up there, we've got the Helix media ready for the drum, got Aquamax pump, got the control unit. Further over here, all the pipe work I've bought. You've got 1.5 pipe, 2-inch pipe, there's 4-inch pipe outside, and then if you follow me into here, there's just bits everywhere. So we've got pressure pipe fittings, rubber fittings, what we've got here, valves, 1.5 gate valves, about 10 of them. So everything's ready to go. We just need the decent weather basically. But the reason we're down here is this. So this turned up on Wednesday, I think it was, all nicely palleted. So we'll have a quick look what's in the box. Pull it out a bit. I do like a nice black box, but as you can see, it's the Oase individual unit to fit on my compact L drum filter. Nice, it's well packaged. Nice little thing. And then inside we've got all the bits and pieces for it. So there's 2 stainless steel baskets here, and obviously they're designed to put chemicals, I don't know, zeolite or oyster shells or whatever you can use these as treatment units for the pond. Running out of space already. We've got the 6-inch connectors, I think they are, for the front and back. 2 of those. We've got 2 rubber couplings to connect these, obviously, to the big unit. And then we've got the 2 outlets, which obviously will go in here, either side. And I have ordered the Bitron 60-watt UV to go in here as well, but that's got to be shipped over from Germany, so that might be a couple of weeks yet. A couple of 4-inch outlets here, but those are from off the compact tail. And then we've got the boxes. Box number 1. What's in the box? So we've got the waste purge valve, which fits on the front, and we've got the fittings for the 2 2-inch outlets you can use on there instead if you're not using the Bitron outlets. And then various bags of screws and Jubilee clips and all sorts of things in there. Just like Christmas all over again. Box number 2. Instructions. Where would you be without a good set of instructions? They're quite thick. Bedtime reading again. Presume that's the waste pipe. And then we've got various covers. So I'm presuming these are for the outlets if you're using the 2-inch outlets in the middle rather than the Bitron filters. A number of those, and then we've got all the rubbers and gaskets and seals and things like that for putting all the fittings in. So there you go, there you have it. So I'm going to spend half an hour or so on this now, putting all the bits and pieces together. Once I've connected all the bits and pieces up, I'll show you it again once it's all done up, and then I'm just going to sort of dry couple it to the unit so we can have a look at it and see how big it is when it's all together. So I'll be back in half an hour or so. Far forward, you're leaning the camera there in case it does portrait mode again. Start with it off right. Back again, folks. A couple of screwdrivers and a 10-inch wrench, sorry, 10mm wrench later. I think I've put all the bits and pieces together. So just start on this side because it's easier. So you've got 2 4-inch or 110mm, I presume they are. Yeah, 110mm. You've got 2 110mm outlets, which obviously the Bitron filters fit on the back here and sit vertically there. Or you've got 2, you can take these caps off, and you've got 2 2-inch outlets there, whereas you can obviously blank these off. They supply blanking plates. With this, I'm only having 1 Bitron filter and 1 pump, so one of these will be blanked off anyway. But obviously if you blank those off, then you can have a 2-inch and run a 2-inch pipe, or however you want to reduce it out of there. And that all the fittings for hose tails are in the kit as well. They just screw onto the top of here instead of this blanking plate. So that's obviously where the water's going to come out, where it goes into the filter. There's a fair few screws, you can see why it took me a while to do that. We've got these 2, I think they're 6-inch 180mm. Yeah, show my age by talking in inches, but there you go. We've got these two huge outlets here basically, and onto those fit rubber reducers, rubber couplers, because the coupling on the filter itself I think is slightly smaller. And that's it really. I mean, we're good to go. There's a ton of stuff left in the boxes for different sort of combinations of what you want to do. Whether you're putting one filter in, whether you're joining the pump straight up to the Bitron filter, whether you've got to have a hose adapter, however you want to make it work for you. If you want to have a quick look inside here, lots of space at the minute, but as I say, the Bitron, I'm going to be using this one. The Bitron will come out and sit in there, and then the pump will go underneath here. There's a removable piece in the bottom there, so obviously any debris, it'll all fall through to the bottom. And then you can wash it out with a purge valve, which is this side, which I must admit I haven't fitted yet, simply because there's no space in the garage and I'm worried about kicking it. But these are all solid. I mean, they go together absolutely sweetly. You know, they really are. It's a really good engineered piece of kit. It's really thick. I think it's Duraplast, I think is what they call it. Yeah, as I say, I'm chuffed a bit with it, and knowing that my UV filters and the pump and everything is going to be contained in here, instead of running off a line, putting a ball valve, putting my pump, putting a ball valve, then onto my UV, putting a ball valve, you know, it's going to be so neat and tidy contained in here. So the pump house is going to look a whole lot better. So I'm going to have a dry run now. I'm going to slide it over to there and fit it on the filter. So because there's not a lot of space, I'll turn you off now, catch you up in a couple of seconds. So I've moved it into position. As you can see, it's not connected yet. I'm not quite sure how easy these are going to slip on, so you might want to close your ears if there's any language, but let's see how it goes. Look at that, sweet as a nut, absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's fantastic, that is. So obviously, to make these watertight now, all I've got to do is obviously tighten these Jubilee clips up, and that's it. That is the entire unit. So I've taken the lid off the drum filter. If you want to have a quick look in there again, just to, you know, everybody knows what a drum filter looks like. But there's a whole number of, I think there's 3 or 4 inlets the other side. You can choose which one you're having depending on your configuration. Obviously the water comes through inside the drum. Water, you can see the water level marker here. Water will come to about there. Once it's come through the drum, it comes through here. This is the moving bed unit, so there's a big air stone at the bottom there. As I say, the Helix media is up the top there. And then it will come through these 6-inch 180mm openings, obviously through these baskets, which as I say, I'll probably leave empty for now, but they're there for treatment and conditioning the water, which will be fantastic. And then this will obviously be flooded to the same height, and then the pump will be in the bottom of there, and it'll come out through this, up through the Bitron, out through here, and the wall in my filter house shouldn't be too far away from this, to be honest with you. So I've got one, I've just got it coming straight out. Probably have a ball valve, don't know, or I might do a 90 and then put a ball valve in or a sweeping turn, and then it's back to the pond there. 3 returns on the pond. Happy days. Really pleased, absolutely chuffed with this, brilliant. All I need now is a pond to put it on, so fingers crossed the weather starts getting a little bit warmer, and we might have a fighting chance of getting this in place. So again, hope you found this interesting. You know, I appreciate it's not the actual pond build, but it's a bit of kit. It's interesting to see how other people are using their filters, how they go together, what they're doing, sort of thing. So as I say, hopefully you found it interesting. Massive thanks to everybody that's sort of stuck with me in terms of my subscribers. I appreciate there's not been a lot of content going out. I've got 598 subscribers at the minute, which is absolutely mind-blowing. If anybody's got a couple of friends that they might want to just put me onto just to get me past the 600, I'd be really appreciated. It's just mind-blowing when you consider started the YouTube channel up just to keep sort of family and friends up to speed with how the build was going. Just can't believe how much interest there's been. So you know, one day, hopefully very soon, this will be in place and then we can start filming outside. So thank you very much for sticking with me. Please like the video, as I say, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you know anybody else that might be interested in this, or anybody else who's thinking of buying an Oase filter or the individual module, I just, you know, I know I haven't seen it running, I've got no idea how it actually performs in real life, but just looking at it now, looking how all the bits and pieces go together, it's so fantastically engineered that it's, you know, I can't but help but be pleased with it. So yeah, great stuff. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, stay safe.